Hi guys, my name is Stella Grizont. I am from WUPA. We are in my apartment in Oakland, California, and today we're going to be talking about multitasking and how it does not work. So multitasking, that's like taking the conference call while you're driving, checking your emails in a meeting, planning out your grocery list while having sex. All of the above are multitasking. And why do we multitask? Because we think we only have a small window of time and we have so much to do, so we can handle it all at once. And we try to maximize our time. But we're actually doing the opposite. We're actually being less productive. In fact, studies show that you're being up to 40% less productive. That means in an 8-hour day, you're losing about 3 hours of productivity. Now, what causes this loss in productivity? It's the flip-flopping. In your mind, you're not actually handling multiple things at once. You're switching from task to task in your brain. And every time you flip-flop or switch, that takes time and energy to get refocused. Okay, what was I doing? Where was I at? Aha. And you kind of have to get yourself back in the zone, right? You know what I'm talking about. So let me tell you about a little disgusting story that happened yesterday for me, which will illustrate why you should never multitask again, or at least try to minimize. So yesterday morning, I was determined to finally use my slow cooker. It's been in the kitchen cabinet for 6 months. It was a wedding gift. Haven't used it. Was determined. Whipped out all the ingredients, thawed the chicken, soaked beans overnight, and was prepping vegetables. I also happened to be making my breakfast at the same time. So I was making some eggs on the skillet, using some rosemary and some new ingredients I've never used just to add a little extra oomph in the morning, and switching back and forth between my eggs and the recipe for the slow cooker and prepping. Yes, disaster waiting to happen. So anyway, I put everything into the crock pot. I turn it on. 7 hours later, Ilya, my husband, and I were like, ooh, so excited, looking into the crock pot, smelling the deliciousness. The anticipation is building. It's almost done. We can't wait. Feeling so proud. And then Ilya notices something, and I'm going to show you what he notices. And this is what he sees in the crock pot. I don't know if you can tell, but that is the plastic film padding that they put underneath raw chicken when they package it. I was so consumed with all the different tasks, switching on and off from my eggs to the crock pot, that I didn't notice when I put the chicken into the crock pot that it also had this disgustingness in there as well. So super embarrassing, first of all, and disgusting and deflating because we were so excited to eat this meal. 7 hours of time and so many ingredients, and money that just went down the drain because after brewing plastic for 7 hours, you don't really want to eat that if you can help it. So that really woke me up that I really need to focus on one thing at a time. And I know we all know that, but how do we really do that when it comes to the reality of our day? Well, what I like to do is window my time and decide what done means for that window. For example, I take my iPhone and I set the timer on my iPhone for 50 minutes. Lots of studies show that 50 minutes is like the sweet spot for how long we can continue working without kind of switching gears. I set it for 50 minutes and I decide, what am I going to accomplish in this window of time? And I only do that. And the timer really motivates me. It's like my accountability to myself. And then when 50 minutes is up, I take a break or I switch gears. That's when I switch. So my mind doesn't feel like it's being pulled in multiple directions. I can feel complete with one thing and then move on to the next. Sound sane? Now here's the other tip you have to use. You have to close down that email that Facebook and Twitter or whatever else is calling for your attention constantly and disrupting you. Studies have found that email alone costs organizations $70 billion per year in lost productivity and innovation. Facebook social media costs organizations $650 billion in lost productivity and innovation. That's in the US alone, my friend. I recommend you choose 3 times to check this stuff during the day. Schedule it in. And if you need to, set an autoresponder in your email and actually tell people, hey, I'm trying something new to be more productive in my day and get more done. I will only be checking emails at 5 p.m., at 10 a.m., at 2 p.m., whatever you choose, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Last but not least, and most importantly, when we divide ourselves into multiple places at one time, doing multiple things at once, we're just not serving anybody. We're not serving ourselves. We're not serving the people we're responding to. We're not being totally present to the task at hand. What we are doing is taking away opportunities of total flow and engagement in everything, whether it's a conversation with our kids, whether it's our coworkers who are sharing their latest insight and they're really excited and we're only listening with one ear, whether it's having sex, like I said before, and thinking of what else you have to do, you're kind of missing the opportunity to really enjoy and revel in what is there to learn and be and see and connect. We're missing it. So next time, and I know it's almost automatic to want to do multiple things at once, take a deep breath and decide to just be in one place at one time and to press pause. So that, my friends, is me on multitasking, and I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe. This vlog situation is a new thing. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube to the YouTube channel, or share this with a friend and subscribe to my newsletter. And I will see you next week.